Hi everyone! So I've been asked this one question about 5 times in the past 2 weeks, so I thought I'd make a short video to show you how I get my pastel paper safely taped onto my easel and ready to work. So what sort of tape I use and a few other tricks that I use as well. So I hope you enjoy the video. And please do remember to subscribe here on YouTube if you haven't already for all my latest content. And also visit me over on Patreon for longer, more in-depth tutorials. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how I get my pastel paper taped onto a drawing board ready to put on my easel. And the question that I get asked a lot is, which type of tape do I use so that it doesn't damage my nice pastel paper? So I'm going to do a quick demo here and just compare what it's like when you stick this tape onto a bit of regular paper and what you expect to happen from that. So this is just regular cartridge paper, and when I tear the tape off, you can see that it actually tears the paper. So normal paper doesn't deal very well when you want to remove sticky tape, and it leaves the surface of the paper a bit damaged. But with most good pastel papers, this is the velour paper that I use, and also a little scrap of pastel matte paper which I also use. But I've used many pastel papers and there weren't really any of them that were easily damaged by regular sticky tape. So this is just regular sellotape, packaging tape. Sometimes I'll use a nice sticky masking tape, but regular masking tape is often not strong enough and it peels off too easily. But the velour paper and pastel matte paper and most pastel papers that I've tried don't get any damage because of sticky tape. And another trick which I'll show you often before I start a painting on the velour surface, I don't know if you can see, but it's sort of covered in hairs and dust. I live in a house with many dogs, as you've noticed at the beginning of the video, and often their hairs are just flying through the air. And this velour paper, a bit like velour fabric, really attracts dust and hairs. So a little trick to clean up your velour paper before you start to work on it is just to use a bit of sticky tape, and it lifts every little speck of dust or any imperfections on the paper. It removes all of that before you start. And the same thing with pastel matte paper. If I stick some tape on there, it peels off very easily. So if you want to stick some tape around the edge of your paper to attach it to your drawing board, you're not going to harm most of the pastel papers on the market. So the next step is to attach my velour paper to a drawing board. And the drawing boards that I use are simply art folders that you can buy these from most art shops, online as well. And you often see these green coloured ones. I'll add some links in the description below where you can purchase these. And they make great drawing boards. You can tape your piece inside while you're working on it, and then while it's in progress, you've got a folder to keep it safe. And it's great for storing paintings while you're waiting on getting them framed. So I'll just quickly show you how I tape my piece to the board, and this one just about fits. It's a very neat fit. So I've made my board about an inch bigger than I actually want to make the painting, so I've got a good 1/2 inch at each edge just to tape it on and wrap it around the back. And I also use this same tape when I'm packaging the piece up. When I'm finished the painting, I'll remove the tape, and it leaves me a good edge right around the painting where I can retape it to something else for posting, and it also leaves a border that makes it a lot easier for your framer to handle. And when I'm using velour paper, I also mount it on self-adhesive mount board, and you can see a video on that on my channel. So how I prepare my velour paper before this part of the process. So it's just a nice even border of tape the whole way around. Just enough to hold my piece nice and securely while I work on it. And then I've also got it in its folder should I need to store it. So pretty much any tape is fine to use on pastel paper. The one tape I would say to avoid is a bright colour, like there's a bright blue tape that you can get. I think it's for woodworking and things like that, and it peels off beautifully, but the bright blue is such a distracting colour to have all the way around your painting while you're working on it. So I would always recommend going clear or white or even black, just something neutral. So I've got my piece on my drawing board, and all I've got to do now is put it nice and securely onto my easel. And I'm ready to paint. I have a really special piece planned for this bit of paper, something I've been hoping to do for quite a few years, a lovely reference photo that I took a few years ago. So I'll make sure to film it and I'll share it with you very soon. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this helpful. Until next time, happy pasteling. And apologies also for the sound of the wind in this video. It really is very stormy here today, so hope you enjoyed the whistling wind from the south of Spain. See you next time.